How to start conversations. When you're shy, YouTube script. You know that feeling when you want to talk to someone but your mouth just freezes up? Like there's this invisible wall between you and everyone else, and you're stuck behind it watching life happen. I used to think I was just broken, that some people were born with this magical conversation gene and I got skipped. But here's what nobody tells you about being shy. The problem isn't that you're not interesting. Enough. The problem is you're trying so hard to be interesting that you forget to be interested. Discovered this the hard way after years of awkward silences and missed connections. And today I'm going to share the 4 rules that completely transformed how I talk to people. Rules that work even if you're the most introverted person in the room. Stay with me because the last rule will blow your mind. It's the opposite of what every dating coach tells you. Let me paint you a picture of my old self. Standing at a party, drink in hand, watching everyone else laugh and connect, my brain would go into overdrive. What should I say? What if they think I'm weird? What if I run out of things to talk about? Sound familiar? Drop a comment if you've been there too. The breakthrough came when I stopped trying to impress and started trying to discover. See, most people think conversation is about being clever or funny. It's not. Conversation is about curiosity. And here's the beautiful truth about curiosity. Everyone has stories they're dying to tell. Everyone has experiences they want to share. Your job isn't to entertain them. Your job is to unlock those stories. Rule number 1. Use what's happening right now. Forget memorizing conversation starters or pickup lines. The best material is always right in front of you. The music playing, the weird painting on the wall, the fact that it's raining outside. I learned this at a coffee shop when I noticed someone reading a book I recognized. Instead of saying something generic like, "How's your day?" I said, "Is that book as mind-bending as everyone says?" Boom. 20-minute conversation about philosophy, travel, and life goals. The environment is your conversation starter. Use it. But here's where most people mess up rule number 1. They make it about themselves. I love that book too. I went to that place. That happened to me. Wrong approach. Make it about them first. Rule number 2. Ask the question behind the question. Surface-level questions get surface-level answers. What do you do? Gets, I'm an accountant. But what if you dug deeper? What if you asked what drew them to that field? Or what the most surprising thing about their job is? I remember talking to someone who said they were a teacher. Instead of moving on, I asked what age they taught. Elementary, they said. So I asked what kids that age are really like when adults aren't watching. Her whole face lit up. She told me stories for 30 minutes. The magic happens when you ask about feelings, motivations, and experiences, not just facts. Have you ever noticed how some people make you feel like the most interesting person in the room? Comment below if you've met someone like that. Those people have mastered rule number 3, the power of the follow-up question. Most conversations die because people don't follow up. They ask one question, get an answer, then jump to something completely different. But real connection happens in the follow-up. Let's say someone mentions they just moved here from another city. Don't immediately ask where they moved from. Ask how the transition has been. Ask what they miss most about their old place. Ask what surprised them about this new city. Each answer opens 3 new doors. Pick the most interesting door and walk through it. This is how strangers become friends. Layer by layer, question by question. But here's the mistake that kills even good conversations. Rule number 4 is going to sound backwards. But trust me on this. Stop trying to relate everything back to yourself. I know. Every communication expert tells you to find common ground and share your own experiences. But here's what really happens. When you do that too much, the other person starts feeling like they're in an interview where you're the star. Instead, try what I call the fascination technique. When someone tells you something, act like you're hearing the most interesting thing ever. Because here's the secret. You probably are. Everyone has lived a completely different life than you. Everyone has faced challenges you can't imagine. Everyone has dreams and fears and weird little quirks that make them unique. Your job is to be fascinated by that uniqueness. I learned this talking to an elderly man on a bus. He mentioned he used to work in radio. Instead of saying, "Oh, cool, I love podcasts," I asked what radio was like in the 70s. He told me about the music, the culture, the way people connected differently back then. It was like getting a personal history lesson from someone who lived it. When you're genuinely fascinated by other people's stories, something magical happens. They start seeing themselves as more interesting, and they start seeing you as someone who really gets it. Now, here's how to practice these rules without feeling awkward about it. Start small, really small. Make eye contact with the cashier at the grocery store. Ask them how their day is going and actually listen to the answer. Comment on something happening around you to the person next to you in line. This line is moving faster than I expected. That's an interesting choice of music for a grocery store. These aren't earth-shattering conversations, but they're practice. Each small interaction builds your confidence for bigger ones. Here's something nobody talks about: the fear of running out of things to say. But when you're genuinely curious about someone, you never run out of questions. Every answer they give you contains multiple conversation threads. The trick is learning to spot those threads and pull on the most interesting one. Think of conversation like archaeology. You're not building something from scratch. You're uncovering something that's already there. And here's the most important part. The part that changes everything. Stop apologizing for being curious. Sorry, I don't mean to pry. I hope you don't mind me asking. No, your curiosity is a gift. Your attention is valuable. When you ask someone genuine questions about their life, you're giving them something rare. You're giving them the experience of being truly seen and heard. Most people go through their day having surface-level interactions with everyone. When you show up with real curiosity, you become memorable. You become the person they tell their friends about. I met this person today who was so easy to talk to. That's the power of these 4 rules. Use what's happening right now. Ask the question behind the question, master the follow-up. And choose fascination over relating. But here's my challenge for you. Don't just watch this video and forget about it. Try one of these rules today. Just one. Notice something happening around you and use it to start a conversation with a stranger. Ask someone a deeper question than usual and see what happens. Follow up on something they tell you instead of jumping to the next topic, or simply approach your next conversation with fascination instead of anxiety. Then come back here and tell me what happened, what surprised you, what felt different. What did you discover about the other person? And here's my question for you. What's the most interesting conversation you've ever had with a stranger? What made it special? I'm genuinely curious to hear your stories in the comments. If this helped you see conversation differently, smash that like button, and if you know someone who struggles with shyness like I used to, share this with them. Sometimes all it takes is seeing things from a new angle to change everything. Your curiosity is your superpower. Don't hide it. The world needs more people who are genuinely interested in others. Be one of those people.